Nico Rant.
Welcome, everybody. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Unscripted Sports Show. I'm your host, MoneyE, back with Shawn and Wildcard David.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Also,
How are you guys?
the last Uchiha.
Yes, sir. We're back to talk about second round of the NBA playoffs and mainly NHL playoffs, but we'll throw in NBA here for the folks. But Game 7, there's 2 Game 7s today. St. Louis and Winnipeg going on right now. Score update, St. Louis is up 2-0 on Winnipeg. So another Canadian team might go down. And then you have Game 7 of the NBA first round between the Golden State Warriors and the Rockets. I'm rooting for the Warriors because Steph Curry is my favorite player, so I'm mainly rooting for Steph Curry. So, and then you got Game 1 of Cavs and Indiana playing going on right now too. So there's a lot of sports going on right now. NASCAR just finished. That's why we were delayed because I was finishing that race.
Also, the Bucks got eliminated.
Yeah, by the Pacers, and the Pacers are winning against the Cavs, I think. Right now. Yeah, 67-63 on that score. And then you got baseball all around going on right now too. So a lot of sports going on. And that's what we're here to talk about. So I'll get your thoughts in the first round, guys, of the playoffs, since there's only one game left in the first round in the NHL.
Well, I had some teams that I wanted to make it, and some teams, that I didn't. Like, I'm still waiting on Winnipeg and St. Louis, but I'm rooting for the Jets. My Colorado team got smacked out of the playoffs. They're no longer in there. Edmonton did what I wanted them to do. They took control. They won 4-2. Didn't really. Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess it was a gentleman's sweep. I thought gentleman's sweep was 1 win.
Okay. The Canadian gentleman's sweep.
Toronto did what I wanted them to do. And 1 game more than what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to win in 5. I wanted them to win in 5, but it took 6, which is fine. Still got the job done, unlike what Shawn said on the counter side. I still recall that saying, "Oh, the Senators, they got a good goaltending and da da da."
Yeah, it was on Tuesday when we did the show. I said the Senators were going to win, and they won. But they only won 1 more game.
Yeah, you guys prayed and hoped that I'd be wrong. I was wrong about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was wrong about them.
Yeah, I was wrong about that.
They got smashed.
I think everybody was wrong about them.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time they were the NHL's top team in scoring.
Oh wow.
Not related to the playoffs. Not related to the playoffs, but aren't the Sabres a top 10 or top 13 or something like that in scoring as well?
You probably are.
They were the last. I don't know about this year, but the COVID year, I think they were.
Okay.
Because a lot of people forget they only missed the playoffs by 1 point that year. Or was it the year after or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not.
It was the year 2 years ago. It was the year
2 years ago was
Florida got in, a point above us, made it to the Cup and lost to Vegas. It was that year. But
I should have put money on St. Louis. The jinx, the President's Trophy jinx.
Hellebuck fell apart for Winnipeg.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them and the
He
fans.
was just getting torched.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Dallas was down 2-0 in the third period, and they came back. So game's not over.
Mikko Rantanen scored the last 3 goals. He's like, oh.
I thought the Avalanche, when I saw 2-0, I thought the Avalanche were going to win. Then, and all of a sudden, I get an alert, and Dallas is up 3-2.
Nathan McKinnon had a pretty nasty goal.
His second goal, their second goal that he scored, it was pretty dirty.
That was pretty nasty.
I feel bad for him. Like he's a
dog. Yeah, he's a dog, man. I love watching him play, man. He's nasty with that puck.
And he cares. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't.
He wants to win. That's why he's.
You see him screaming at his teammates, but
yeah, he's bitching at his teammates because he wants to win.
What did they say? That he's the kind of guy, like, if you don't match his work ethic, he just gets to you until you do.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not trying to be malicious about it. He's trying to improve you.
Hell yeah. But the Capitals, they did what I wanted them to do. I'm happy for Ovi going into round 2. And I hope he demolishes Carolina. I did not want Carolina to go into the next round. So I lost on that one. But yeah, Ovi's going to take them out.
Florida, I think, is going to dog walk Toronto.
You can think that all you want, but it's not what's going to happen.
Well, you know, if it, like
they dog walked Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay was soft.
Exactly, but who on Toronto is going to retaliate to a fucking devastating hit? They only got what, Domi and maybe 2 defensemen compared to
they
like.
Don't need to react to devastating hits. Devastate them with goals, good plays.
I don't know. It looked like to me like Bobrovsky was finding his way again, like he did last year.
Was that my feed that went out?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to restart my computer, so I'll just do this for now.
But I don't think like Florida is going to bring the physical game to them, and I think it's gonna. I'm not saying they're going to sweep them, but maybe 6 games Florida wins. And
yeah, I think.
You think Toronto or Florida's winning?
Who do I?
I think Florida will win in 6.
I think.
What series were you guys surprised at the most?
The Dallas and Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado was definitely going to take it.
I thought Colorado was.
Dallas played a lot better than what I expected them to play.
I'll be right back. Oh, hold on.
Dallas is playing good enough.
Matt Duchene is on Dallas, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. I always like
second line center.
I just want to let you know he used to be an Avalanche player.
Yeah, and then he got traded to Ottawa.
Yep, I remember.
Then he got traded from Ottawa to Nashville. And then
right now he's a journey player, but he's not bad.
I don't think he's. I don't know if it was like a free agent deal that when he went to Dallas, or if they traded for him or not. But yeah, that was the deal. Colorado like fleeced Ottawa and Nashville at the same time.
So
leased them. They got like 4 first-round draft picks, in a sense.
Yeah.
I was saying
I think they
before
only
my
got like 2 in
team-
reality, but then they got like the players they got out of them.
My feed got cut off. I was saying,
What are your guys' predictions for the next
what
round?
was I saying? I was saying that Winnipeg can still come back. It's only in the first period.
Yeah.
So,
What is your guys' predictions for the second round?
let's see.
Florida over Toronto, Washington over Carolina, and I don't know, Vegas and Edmonton's tough.
I'm picking the Knights.
I think this might be
on that
Edmonton's
one.
year.
I'm picking the Knights.
I don't know. It all depends for them if McDavid can get going. But they have to rely on him a lot.
Yeah.
Their defense needs to be better for their goalie.
I think the Knights just have a better overall team.
I
This
think
might be the year McDavid gets his cup.
if they can keep pressure on Vegas to the boards, I think they would have a better chance.
They need to steal
They
one in
keep
Vegas.
No, Dallas, St. Louis.
Washington and Carolina is going to be a physical like series.
Oh yeah.
That's
Like,
going
I
to be
don't
what
know.
low score. That's going to be the opposite of Edmonton and LA was.
I think you're going to see a lot of the first game, maybe even into the second game. There's going to be a lot of penalties, like roughing penalties and stuff. But just because of how the last 2 games ended between them in the regular season, where they damn near had line brawls.
Yeah.
Wilson's probably going to get a game misconduct somewhere in the series for a bad hit. Florida, I think, is going to, like I said, I think they'll win in 6. They might drop game 1.
I think it's going to game 7, and I think Toronto's taking that.
I have Florida winning that. Let's take a deep dive into this series. Deep dive into each series here a little bit. Start with Florida, and so the series starts in Toronto on Monday, tomorrow. That place is gonna be rocking. Who won the season series?
You want to know why it starts at Toronto?
Why?
Because they're the better team. And guess where it ends too? If
In Toronto.
Game 7. Yeah. You want to know why?
Because they're the better team.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear you say it. I just wanted to hear you say it. You hear that, guys? I got him to say it. Even though he picked Florida, I got him to say Toronto's the better team.
I have to stick with my preseason. I had them going to the Stanley Cup. I had Florida going back to the Stanley Cup, but I think I had them losing to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to have my Stanley Cup right, because hockey is the least sport I know, the least. So if I got that right, that would be.
I know. To Chuck, missed practice, and he's good to go against the Leafs in the first game. But do you guys? What do you think about him missing practice?
Probably just a maintenance day.
Yeah.
Like his body can't hold up.
No, what it'd be like is giving him spotty rest time.
Rest time because he can't keep up.
No,
pretty much.
That's what I hear.
It's mainly a body maintenance day.
Usually you do that when you're like, I don't know, LeBron age.
I wouldn't even. You realize how physical this game is, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That's what you
like,
get paid
so-
millions
so-
for. That's what they get
okay,
paid millions
okay,
for.
but would you be saying the same thing if they said, okay, we're going to give Nathan McKinnon off the day prior to the, or okay, hold on, 2 days prior to the
I'd still
first
want
game?
him to do a light practice. If you're
But
not doing,
it
you don't
doesn't
have
mean
to do
they're
a
in the
full
building.
practice.
It probably just means they're in getting like doing yoga or getting stretched out and
That
massage.
would still be practice, dog.
Yeah, but they're not going to tell you that that's why he missed it. That's what maintenance days are.
No, maintenance days are days off, doing nothing.
No, I think you're just trolling.
Yeah, no, I am trolling. I am trolling.
So Florida took 3 out of 4 from the Leafs this year. They met in the 2023 Eastern Conference second round 2 years ago, which Florida won, I believe. Yeah, Florida won in 5 games 2 years ago. So it's just a payback series, or will Florida prevail, even though they don't have home ice. They didn't have home ice against Tampa Bay, so home ice doesn't matter to them because they're the Stanley Cup champions. They're still the champs and still proving that until they get taken down. I think
they'll drop game 1 and then
win 2 and 3.
Win 2 and 3, maybe drop game 4 and beat them in Toronto. That's my guess.
I think Florida wins in 7. I want this series to go 7.
Toronto's taking it in 7.
And then have Toronto fans lose on a game-winning goal in the 5th overtime.
I just hope that's not going to happen. Florida's going to lose. You're the same one that said Ottawa is going to win.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, Dave, do you think this is Toronto's year? Did they get to the Cup?
Yeah. That or Washington.
So I
My
think
money's
Washington.
them or Washington. That's it, because Ovi in the record this year, so that would be kind of cool for him to win the cup too.
Wouldn't it be cool if
that would be a cool way to go out, on top. But if he doesn't, I'd like to see Toronto in there over the other.
How about this scenario? Washington versus Edmonton. Ovechkin beats Edmonton. He breaks the record the same year he beats Edmonton. So
Edmonton's not going.
I'm just saying that wouldn't it be cool if
Hypothetically.
he beat Edmonton, Wayne Gretzky's former team, in the same year that he broke the record?
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
So
but I don't see Edmonton making past the Knights.
Yeah.
They're about to lose probably like 4-1, 4-2.
I think Edmonton takes 2 games at least. At very least 2 games.
I give him 1-2 games. McDavid's gonna, ball out and have some good games, but can he do that consistently every game?
And that series starts Tuesday night in Vegas.
It's an exciting one.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this one. Who won this? Vegas Knights. Oh, they also met 2 years ago in the 2023 Western Conference second round, which Vegas won in 6 games. And these two split the 4-game series this year. So they're pretty much evenly matched as far as this season.
I'm giving up on my camera. It keeps going out.
What, my camera?
No, mine.
Oh, okay.
It keeps shutting itself off, so I'm just going to leave it up.
It's because I'm hacking it.
So, Edmonton, who has probably the biggest star in the game today, and
Biggest two.
biggest, huh?
The biggest two. Draisaitl is normally up there, if not higher, in points because of McDavid. So his production gets overshadowed.
Yeah.
Just because of McDavid. But
Exactly.
he a dog too.
Is McDavid considered the face of the NHL, right?
I guess I would say so.
Yeah, I would say so too. That's why I put in the chat. Wouldn't it be cool if we got Toronto versus Edmonton, Austin versus the two biggest stars in the game?
It would never happen. Gary Bettman doesn't want that to happen.
What, Edmonton versus Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, I said the NHL would want that. The two biggest stars face each other.
I see the Knights in Toronto.
So who do we have? We all have Vegas.
Yeah.
I say Vegas in 6. What do you guys say? Or the East?
I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I can go with that one.
Vegas in 6. What's the next one? Well, obviously the next one, Dallas and Toronto. Dallas versus the winner of this one. So we're not gonna. So does Dallas beat either Winnipeg or St. Louis, or does it matter?
If St. Louis wins tonight, I don't know. I think they'll give Dallas just as much as a hard time as they're giving Winnipeg. They're just on a roll team wise.
Yeah. And if it's Winnipeg, I think Winnipeg beats Dallas.
I don't think so.
No.
I think Dallas will pick apart their defense.
Yeah. And Dallas would have home ice against St. Louis, but not Winnipeg, obviously, because Winnipeg is the President's Trophy winner. Right?
Yeah.
So, what's your prediction, Dave, if it's St. Louis and Dallas? I'm going to say Dallas wins against either one of them.
St. Louis or Dallas?
Yeah.
I'll pick St. Louis.
And if it's Winnipeg?
If it's Winnipeg, I'm going to pick Dallas.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Let's see. Next one, we already did that. So that last one we talk about is Carolina and Washington. This might be the best. This might be the best series of the second round. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
What? Which one?
Carolina and Washington.
I think physically it will be. I think it will be more of
the best.
You see this? Yeah. This could be the best series of the.
No, I think the best series is gonna be. I think it's gonna be Toronto and Florida.
I could see that. That's gonna be a high scoring game. This is gonna be a low scoring series. Let's take a look at the series. Let's see. So they met in the 2019 Eastern Conference first round, and Carolina won 7 games. And these two split the series, regular season series. The series starts on Tuesday night in Washington. So Washington has the home ice because they had the best record in the Eastern Conference this year. We're second, right? Yeah. So, and these two know each other very well because they're division rivals. So it's going to be a Shawn said, a physical low scoring type series. Think it's gonna be low scoring, Shawn?
I think so. You might see like a 6-3 or 6-4 game, but primarily I think it's going to be 4-3, 3-2 type games. A lot of physicality.
Hello? You guys there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think Eric lagged out or something.
Looks like he did.
He looks frozen.
He is. No, Eric.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
there he is.
He's there and then he's gone.
He froze again.
Everyone, he's doing magic.
keep freezing. Did I freeze again?
Yeah, you keep freezing up there, dude.
Okay, hold on. I don't know why it's doing that today. But when it comes back on, we'll talk. Hold on. Let's see. Which series do you guys think will be the high scoring series?
Vegas and Edmonton.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hold on. I'm back again. You said Vegas and Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially because Edmonton's coming off probably the highest scoring series in the first round, I believe, against the Kings. Yeah, I didn't realize the Kings and Edmonton have played each other 4 years in a row in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and Edmonton won all four.
So what happens when you're the bottom teams?
Yep. Let's see. Let's talk about the NBA real quick, and then we'll get back into the NHL. Well, I just want to briefly talk about
The NBA. Who wants to? Who watches that? I know the next one.
Probably the same people that watch soccer. The flopping is pretty much the same.
I think in the NBA it's worse.
Yeah. No, I think soccer's bad. It is so bad to see people flopping that. God awful.
Yeah, soccer players do flop especially in Europe. You're right about that. Especially near the
it's crazy because they don't get like embellishment penalties. I don't think that's a thing in MLS. I mean, I could be wrong, but last I knew it wasn't a thing.
I think it's mostly in Europe because because they're trying to draw the foul, trying to get a penalty shot. Sometimes, and that's where you see some of the flops.
Yeah.
In soccer, they want to get the penalty, an easy goal. It's supposedly easy goal. It's supposed to be an easy goal.
Supposed to be.
Just like free strokes are supposed to be easy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
They are
right
for Steph
now-
Curry.
right now, Indiana's beating Cleveland in game 1. I got Indiana winning that series in 6. I know a lot of people have Cleveland. Golden State versus Houston tonight, game 7. I got
Golden
the
State.
Warriors.
All day.
Knicks and Boston. I got Boston winning that series in 6.
Nope. You got it wrong. Knicks are going to pull that out and get that in 7.
Knicks in 6.
I like the bold picks, guys. That would be awesome because I had the Knicks going to the finals in my preseason pick. So
And with Cat on their team,
Yep.
like instead of Randall, like I thought Randall was a bum. I didn't like him on the Knicks.
He's actually doing pretty good with Minnesota. They beat the Lakers.
Yeah, but that's because he's not the main character. Like they got a big defensive guy on defense, with Gobert, and
Yep.
You got people that are constantly trying around him. I don't know. I just didn't like him on the Knicks. I mean, there's a reason why Kobe, number 24, number 8, didn't like Randall.
Kobe.
So
Exactly. Yeah, because remember Randall was originally on the Lakers. He got drafted by the Lakers. So
yeah, there's a reason why he's been shopped around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Denver and OKC.
Scores.
OKC probably wins that series in 5.
OKC against who?
Denver.
Against Denver.
Yeah, I think OKC
What
can
series
get
am
it
I
done.
missing? Oh, and then the winner of Houston and Golden State will probably beat Minnesota. I'll say that.
I hope it's the Warriors, and I hope the Warriors play Minnesota, and I hope the Warriors dominate Minnesota. I'm rooting
So
for
do I.
Warriors Knicks finals.
That'd be dope.
I would love that. I would love
New
that.
York deserves it.
Curry's
Yeah.
Curry's the most exciting player to watch in the NBA, and then I like the Knicks, so I root for the Knicks.
Isn't that crazy that the WNBA New York Liberty won a championship before the Knicks did? I mean, Knicks haven't won since in over.
Nobody counts the WNBA. It's not even a real league. They don't make revenue. You're not a real league.
I mean, I think they did make money last year.
Doesn't Ice Cube's Big 3 make more revenue than the WNBA?
Yeah, let me look this up.
Yeah, that's a good one to look up.
You can look it up too. WNBA revenue 2024. How much revenue does the WNBA make? WNBA revenue is estimated to be around $200 million annually.
200 million?
Okay. Yeah, 200 million.
In debt?
No, it says revenue has been increasing. A large portion is not distributed to players. In fact, player compensation only represents about 9.3% of the WNBA total revenue. Let me see. How much did Caitlin Clark make in 2024? Wow. 11.1 million. She's rich.
You gotta do the profit margin. You got to do WNBA revenue profit margin in 2025, not the revenue
2024.
itself, because the revenue itself comes from the NBA. So if you look up the profit margin for the revenue of the WNBA, it is not profitable. It lost about 10 million and was on track to lose 50 million in 2024.
So WNBA profit.
The NBA has supported the WNBA by subsiding it over the years.
Up from 710 million in 2024. Has the WNBA made profit this year?
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
no, it
There
has
you
not.
go. Can I play this video? Am I going to get copyrighted?
One way to find out.
We are not a traditional cafe. We're completely unconventional, and my Wix website really has to capture the same magic.
Home is everything. Your sanctuary,
I
command
mean, you
center,
might
music room,
get
art studio.
flagged for you running the
It's where you
ads
make.
Which one?
by playing the ads. Just turn the volume off during ads.
You have to applaud the strides the league has made in its last few years. Problem number, they're not quite reaping the benefits of that growth yet. The NBA signed an 11-year TV deal worth $2.2 billion in August of this past year. Their per-year valuation of being on TV is set to increase by $140 million annually. That extra money they clear per season should theoretically dig them out of a $40 million hole in losses, right? Well, that deal doesn't start until 2026, meaning they just have to gut it out and wait for that money until the agreement officially goes into effect. Caitlin Clark was a one-woman show, bringing unprecedented attention to the league on her back. Her team was the definition of mid and didn't advance through the first round of the playoffs. She's allowed to not win championships yet. She was just a rookie on a team that was terrible before she showed up, but it's certainly a missed opportunity to capitalize on having her play more games, more meaningful playoff games at that. As time goes on, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever being in these games compounds their momentum even more. But the bigger story of Caitlin Clark all season was how many of her opponents tried to delegitimize her success and take blatant physical shots at her to hinder her play, which is extremely counterintuitive. Caitlin Clark is a meal ticket for the entire WNBA. You need her to play more, not less. Sure, you're just trying to compete, but come on, have some feel for what having Caitlin push closer to the throne means for everyone involved. It's good to have a villain, especially if your villain is a draw. It's also fascinating that the villain seems to be the hero everywhere other than the rest of the league, but still, her career still being in its infancy means not all the financial benefits have been earned just yet. If anything, it makes it more impressive that she made such a tangible impact on day one. Also, we'll get this out of the way once and for all, it's not just Caitlin Clark. It's a combination of her and all of the other stars. Sabrina Ionescu got to go head-to-head with Steph Curry in a three-point contest for a reason. We are living through a time never before seen for how many distinct, marketable, great stars there are in the WNBA right now. And more are on the way. But that's also cause for financial confusion to the WNBA's situation. More specifically, it's increased losses in spite of its growth rather than finally turning a profit. Never ever turned profit, by the way. A very complicated web of bizarre financial equity blame for some of this. Look, economic inequality is arguably the core issue of our time. The Riddler didn't blow up the Gotham City seawall and flood the entire city without trying to make a point about something. But how the WNBA constantly battles with the disparity of the haves versus the have-nots only makes their situation even weirder. Due to the lack of money that was coming in from the league's revenue, WNBA players didn't have many luxuries most professional athletes do. They do not get an off-season. because their WNBA salaries do not pay the bills.
Basketball star Angel Reese says her WNBA salary does not cover her rent.
If you're like the 7th or 8th best WNBA player on your team, your salary is not going to float you year round. You have to go play in the country just to make ends meet. Even their biggest stars make less money than like your cousin Tom, who works a desk job at ADP. WNBA players have to continue to grind and push their bodies year-round playing in overseas leagues simply to feed themselves. So it may not surprise you to learn that for much of the league's entire history, they did not have charter flights to travel between games. That's right. You, flying coach on your vacation to Phoenix, Arizona, might have been sitting next to an entire WNBA team on your 7 a.m. flight. For decades, the league just accepted it as an expense they simply could not afford. New York Liberty owner Joe Tsai, who also owns the NBA's Brooklyn Nets, didn't care. He personally paid out of pocket to arrange charter, private flights for his team that is one of the most affluent in the WNBA, sparing them from having to deal with this guy on a flight after a 20-point loss somewhere. How did the WNBA respond to Tsai doing right by his team? Fining him $500,000. That's how.
What the hell is going on up there?
We've got passion, we've got determination. And if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's happening.
So they fined the dude $500K for taking care of his teammates.
For a team's owner to provide them a charter plane because
that's a joke.
Yeah. They don't even have private planes. The owner of the New York Liberty had to do it himself, and he got fined because he wanted his players to be on private planes, not with the public. And he got fined for it. That's a joke. It's his own money.
You're right. How is that even allowed? Like, how do you get fined for that justifiably?
That's like, it's his own money. He can do whatever he wants with his own money. He's not taking it from the WNBA.
Right.
It's his money that he profited from.
Well, the WNBA got to make a way to make up the negative, so they'll fine anybody whenever they possibly can because they're negative.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're right, Dave.
Try to make up that difference at any point in time you can.
Yep.
Exactly. But you were right, Dave. They don't make much profit, if at all.
No, they don't at all.
Which is kind of sad.
The only reason why their players get paid is because of people like Steph Curry, LeBron James, and people like that. They ride their coattails of the men. It's just facts. Nobody watches women's basketball unless they're watching Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, that's I'll admit that's the only reason I would watch WNBA because of Caitlin Clark.
Yep, just to see her shoot. Just to see her shoot the ball. That's it.
I agree.
That's the only reason why I watch the women's game in college basketball because of Caitlin Clark and then UConn because of Paige.
Ain't nobody turning on the TV to watch no Angel Reese.
That's for sure.
Unless they want to jump on the victim blaming wagon.
If they would have watched her before.
I mean, if you like watching someone build like a mason and just lay out a bunch of bricks.
Do you watch that guy on YouTube that makes shorts of her? He's like, here goes Angel Reese for a layup bash. And she always misses. It's always missing. And she comes up for another one just to be a champ. Bang!
Bricks it.
Well, let's see.
She got to be in her own head by now.
For update.
She was a decent player in college. I'll give her that. But
let's look up her
you're in the
Yeah,
pros
college.
now. Like,
What
like,
was her college shooting percentage? Let's look that up.
Let me see. Angel Reese.
Oh, I have no idea. Probably not any better.
If you find it, Shawn, just share it.
I ain't looking it up. He is.
Okay, just share it.
I hear him typing it.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No, I don't care that much. At least she thought, she probably got a bunch of clout in college. And now,
Whoa.
how dare this girl?
Whoa. 15.6% at the 3. Whoa.
What's her position, though? Isn't
It
she
doesn't matter.
is she a
You shouldn't
center?
shoot a 3 if you can't make it.
That's-
15 and a half percent.
What's her other stats?
Oh no, but that's what I
Can you share that, Dave?
Well, her other one wasn't too bad. Inside the paint or inside the arc was 49.8.
It's not bad.
But you're also inside the paint, or she's inside the paint most of the time, so that should be like 60-70%, bro. Not
Dave, can you share that?
Yeah.
This is a score update. It's still 2-0 in the Winnipeg game. And I think the Pacers are up. Pacers are up 2 with 6 minutes left. So those are the score updates. There you go.
That's just bad.
Okay.
That's just bad.
116 games. Averaged 16 points a game.
18
a game.
18.6.
What
12
college did she?
rebounds. 2 assists, basically.
What college did she go to again?
LSU, I think.
Okay. And there's going to be a bigger star than her coming out probably in 2 years. Named Juju.
But look at that. 15.6. That's terrible.
That is pretty crappy.
I'm sorry, I don't think anybody in the NBA is shooting that bad. I mean, at least her WNBA stats are a little better.
What did Caitlin Clark average last year?
Yeah, I would just compare both their.
Oh, I already know Caitlin Clark's significantly better.
Yeah.
Significantly. Dude, 18.8% at the 3. Did not improve
19.
much. Dude, dropped in field goal percentage by 10%. That's terrible. That's terrible. Had more turnovers than assists. Scored less points.
13 points a game.
Scored less points.
5 rebounds. Where am I seeing that?
Offensive rebounds and then defensive rebounds.
So 13. That's good. That's a pretty good stat.
Yeah, but you're getting your own misses.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't count.
Yep. Look at the 3-point percentage and the field goal percentage. 4.8 out of 12.3. That's dog water. That's dog water. That's field goal percentage. Now let's go to her counterpart.
Yes.
34% better. 34%.
Yep. Compared to what, 18?
Yeah.
Or 12 or whatever it was.
Less points a game? What is that? 19?
Yep.
19.
19
Okay,
points.
it looked like 11. So yeah, more points. Clearly less rebounds, but that wasn't her.
But still, she got about almost half the rebounds. But look at the assists. 8.4 assists to the 2, or 1.9.
How tall is Caitlin Clark? She has to be what, 6'2"?
6 foot.
And Angel Reese is what, 6'11"?
Whoa, I don't know about that tall, bro.
Maybe not 6'11", but
6'3".
okay. I thought she was bigger because she's a rebounder, so I thought she was bigger.
Not anywhere. Anywhere better.
6'3".
Steals and blocks. Has a couple more turnovers. Shoots at a better rate.
13.
Makes free throws. 90% on free throws. Pretty sure Reese was like low
She was
70s.
like 70 something.
Yeah. Pretty sure she was 70.
I think the only WNBA game I would watch
73.
is when Caitlin Clark is playing.
Oh, 39%. She's. How are you that bad? You're playing 32 minutes.
19, 5, and 8.
And that's your output? Traded.
19, 5, and 8 for Caitlin Clark.
Traded,
dude.
Traded.
Traded, bro.
What pick was Angel Reese? What pick was she when
7th?
she started? 7th?
Yeah, round 1, pick 7.
Wait, Angel Reese was traded?
No, I'm saying I would if I was owner.
I wouldn't want her antics on my team.
No, not at all. And to go
that goes
along
for
with
anybody.
antics, you got poor play on the court.
Right. That goes for anybody. Like anybody who acted like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
Did she act like this before Caitlin Clark, or was this because of Caitlin?
It was like the championship year where they beat Caitlin Clark, but then lost to her their senior year.
Oh yeah,
it started then. She did all those hand gestures and shit to her, like, "Oh look, I got the ring, and I can't see you."
Yeah, I forgot it started in college.
All that mambo jumbo BS.
This rivalry started in college, even though it's probably one-sided rivalry where Caitlin Clark doesn't even care.
Right, she doesn't. She has no reason to care.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, bitch, I'm better than you. Like, deal with it.
It's a one-sided
Why don't you
rivalry
focus on, instead of focusing on hateful words and being jealous, why don't you put that effort onto the court? Show us why you should be considered better than me.
You know what they say, Shawn? Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, not in today's day and age.
Yeah, I know. But Caitlin Clark is living proof of the actions speak louder than words. She's proving it on the court.
18% though. Oh man. That's all I'm gonna ever say if anyone ever talks to me about Angel Reese. 18% though. That number right there. Copy that. Keep that forever. 18%.
I think Caitlin Clark wins the title before her. At least I hope.
All right, now get
I
off
don't know
my
if they could
screen.
be in WNBA finals, but
Yep. Okay.
We're almost at an hour or so. What else?
I ain't got nothing else.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we? We're almost at an hour or so. So that's a good spot. That's me. You guys for the NHL. Any final thoughts on the NHL playoffs? I think it's gonna be a good second round of some interesting series. Whether it's Dallas versus St. Louis or Dallas versus Winnipeg, I think Dallas maybe dominate both teams. But I'm looking forward to some good hockey and some hopefully good basketball, but mainly hockey. But
I'm ready to get some football back.
I did have an idea for similar. We can give away something maybe, but when we get closer to football season, I'll think about it more. I was thinking we do a survivor pool and get people to join, and whoever wins gets prize. But then if everybody gets out by week 5, then it's no fun. So I don't know. Survivor pool might not work because it literally could end in 5 weeks because people get things wrong. So
yeah,
maybe not $100, maybe like a $25 gift card or something. I don't know. But when it gets closer, we can talk about it more. I thought it would be.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do. And Shawn, you said you can't do weekdays mostly because you work late now.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, I mean, there's some days I work late. I just don't know. I never know a late day until I get to work.
Okay. Yeah. Is that whenever we can do a show? Maybe next Sunday. Maybe sometime next week we'll come back. I don't know if I'll do I think I'm gonna do another show tomorrow or myself for baseball. So I could add a quick video. But other than that, I think I'll be done for the week because I have to work too. You know. But
yeah,
everybody enjoy the second round in the playoffs.
You too.
Score update, not much to say. Still 2-0 with 8 minutes left in the second period. Winnipeg hopefully gets it together and ties the game. It would be cool if there was an overtime game. So, but thanks, guys. If you guys want to plug your stuff.
Yeah, just check me out over on TikTok and Twitch at TCAX Reaper.
Yeah, he's gonna be on tonight. He's gonna be streaming. You better
You'll
hop in and watch it.
hopefully in the next hour, I hope. sounds like the kids are
You
trying.
better. You
to
better
go
be.
to
Yeah, just put them to sleep.
Are you gonna be on not TikTok on
I'll be on Twitch.
Twitch? I'll do some plugs real quick. Oh, Winnipeg just scored. It's 2-1.
Nice.
Score update. 2-1 with 8 minutes left. 8:19 left.
Nice.
So
Nice.
there you go. You got a score update. Live in person.
Sweet.
But quick plugs. Listen to all subscribe and hit the like button on our channels, including When Teams Combine. We're doing a giveaway for the next tournament. If you want to join the contest, just hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comments. It'd be $100, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, $100 giveaway, $100 Amazon gift card giveaway for the tournament. More details will be in the description as the weeks go along, and the tournament will start in about July. If you want to know more details, subscribe to the When Teams Combine, and then subscribe to Wrestling Through the Years, our flagship channel. This Friday we'll be talking about Triple H's booking and what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and what he's done so far. And then next Saturday will be Rugrats versus Scooby Doo. Check that out. That will be posted. Find out who wins that. And then Stabcast with Mindy and Daniel. But I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't think I missed anything. Subscribe. And we'll see you later. Bye, guys.
See you, Eric.
Adios.
Mm-hmm.